Hello everybody, my name is Pizza Brennan, and before this video starts, I just want to give a quick little apology that I wasn't able to get this video out in time. As you guys could have seen on my channel, that I haven't really been uploading recently, but that's changing now. I've just been really busy beyond belief with school. I kind of put up the AMA video when I still had free time. Then, you know, the day after I uploaded, I wound up getting busy again. And also for the fact that you guys sent me over 600 questions. That is insanity! It was very difficult to go through all of them, although I did go through quite a few, which is why this first episode is going to be YouTube and stuffs, everything that has to do with YouTube, and then the next episode, which I'm hoping to get out within the next week. You know, obviously, I'm not going to make any strict promises, because you know what happens when I try and do that, you know, 15 trying to do YouTube, but, I'm going to try and get that out within the next week. The next one will have to do with a little bit more personal issues, so if you guys have any questions, a link will be in the description where to send it. Twitch inbox me your AMA questions. Like I said, hope you guys enjoy the video, and take care. So the first question comes from a guy named Big Fanboy Patty. I can say that because he did not say that he wanted his name to be discreet or anything like that, and I don't really think it matters. His question is, "Hey Pete, I've seen your vid about the Twitch Real Talk on YouTube, and I really wanted to ask you something because you seem like a really nice guy. Well, I want to start a YouTube channel, but the more I look at some stuff and the further, it pushes me away from actually wanting to start one. So my question is, what inspired you to do YouTube, and what keeps you going? Much love from the Pat, and thanks, dude." So, he's basically asking me what inspired me to do YouTube and things to help keep him motivated to do YouTube. My inspiration for YouTube was personally getting a subscriber boost from ASF, and that was about like 10 months ago, I think it was, when I posted my first video. I got a shout out from ASF, I kind of just got acknowledged by them and started gaining a little bit of subscribers. I thought to myself, with this audience, let's make a video. Let's make a video and see how it goes. I liked it, got some decent feedback, kept going with it, and here I am now. But he's basically saying to me, that's how I got inspired, but he's saying that he's looking at a lot of big YouTubers and a lot of other things, and it's pushing him away from wanting to start one of his own. I'm assuming that he means like underrated YouTubers that don't get a lot of attention. And my thing with that is starting YouTube. How you want to start YouTube is you gotta make sure when you go into it, you're doing it as a hobby. Don't do it expecting to get big. Don't do it expecting to get any sort of, you know, big recognition from the start. You gotta start YouTube because you love it. Because making videos is something you want to do as a hobby, and you don't want to get any reward from it, whether it be money, whether it be connections with other people. Just, you don't want to start it with that kind of sense in mind. Starting off a small YouTube channel is definitely not an easy task to keep going if you don't have the right motivation. Getting the motivation, however, is very easy if your mind is in the right place. So, when you start YouTube, starting off completely fresh, first tips that I have for starting YouTube, and this is where I'll redirect everybody because this is my generic answer to the question, how do I start YouTube? What do I do when I start YouTube? First thing is, when you start YouTube, make sure you're doing it because you love making videos. I already made that point, but that really is the strongest one. If you're only doing this for fame, but you don't actually like making videos that much, it's going to become a chore more than something you enjoy doing, and you're going to wind up quitting in the middle of it, and you're never going to go anywhere. So when you go into YouTube, make sure you're doing it because you want to make videos. Once you get into YouTube, to start making videos, make sure you have at least decent quality. And this is where YouTube starts getting down to the harsh facts, you know. There's the cake side, where it's like, you know, just make sure you're doing good. And then there's the cold hard facts, it's like, you gotta make sure you're doing this if you want to get big, or you want to at least grow your channel. The one thing that's really deep forward is you have to have good quality videos. Quality meaning production quality. A couple of years ago, people didn't have to get away with, you know, 720. They could have 480p. They may even be able to have 360p a couple of years ago, and they would have been fine. With today's day and age, you need to have 720p video, or you need to compensate in some way, because without it, people aren't going to want to check out your videos as lower quality. They'll go and watch someone else who's higher quality. Now, I stress this in one way. Your video doesn't have to be the most perfect. It doesn't have to be the most fluent video ever, but make sure the audio is at least good. If the audio surpasses the video, it's better, because if people listen to somebody with like screeching ears and stuff, they won't want to hear it. It hurts their ears, and there's no point in watching a silent video. Whereas a majority, not entirely, but a big majority of the YouTubers out, or the people who watch YouTube rather, that watch videos, listen to the video while doing other things. That's actually a big one for me. When I watch guys like the Minecraft, for example, I will listen to their commentary in the background. Therefore, making their video quality not a big stress for me. I just listen to the audio, and if the audio's good, I'm sticking around for a while. So, audio over video, but make sure they're both decent. When you get a mic, get a pop filter or something like that. I still need to get a pop filter, so kind of a bad example here, a little bit of a hypocrite, but get good audio is what I'm saying. Third off, when you're in the middle of YouTube, make sure you don't advertise. Advertising is incredibly bad, and it's going to bring a lot of haters. If you make good content, people will come, slowly but surely. The way I think of it is, people always tell me like this, well, there's a million smaller YouTube channels out there that make good quality content. Who's going to notice mine? Now, there's a way to do advertising right, and there's a way to do it wrong. Say, for example, you go to a channel and spam it saying, we've all seen those comments. It's like, hey, I know you hate spam as much as I do, but come check out my channel. Stop watching this one and go visit mine. Drop a like or at least leave me a comment. Thank you for listening. Nobody reads that. That's spam, and nobody's going to want to check out your videos. You're only going to get hates and dislikes off of it. Very rarely will you ever get any positive feedback from stuff like that. If you want to get noticed because you're making videos but you're not getting good feedback, or you're not feedback, but you're not getting a lot of subscribers or views, say, for instance, you're doing a Minecraft adventure map. On that adventure map, go and post on the forum saying, hey, I did a Let's Play of this map, come check it out. That's advertising in the right way, because you're going to the specific place where the map was posted, and you're saying, hey, do you want to check out my Let's Play of this map? Instead of just, hey, come check out my channel, I make HD content with a great personality. There's right and wrong ways to advertise. There's spamming, and then there's actually advertising in the right way. Now, the fourth thing about starting YouTube is make certain that you stick with one game and start off with one game until you build a fan base. I've seen so many channels that will flat out go out and play 20 different games to start off their YouTube channel. And for me, that's not going to earn me a sub. If you want to start YouTube, start off with one game that you love. Could be Minecraft, could be even Call of Duty, could be a game that nobody's even heard of, even Portal. You know, games like that. You don't have to do a game that's popular, just make sure it's one game, because people will find a reason to subscribe to you. Say, for instance, you go to a channel that's doing a bunch of Let's Plays when they just start off. When somebody subscribes to you, they subscribe to you for a reason. They subscribe because they know what content they're going to be seeing from you. If I go to a channel that's new, that's got 20 different games, I'm going to think to myself, well, this guy's doesn't have very many videos of the same thing. I don't want to subscribe to him because I don't know what to expect. Meanwhile, if I go to a channel that's got some new, that's got like one or maybe even two games, just one or two, I'll be like, hey, I know what I can expect from this guy. I'm going to subscribe to him because I know what I'm going to get in return. So make sure you grow your audience off of one, maybe even two games at the max, and then branch out and do Let's Plays. You see on my channel, I only do Minecraft. I've done a little bit of Let's Plays on the side. Guarantee I wouldn't be where I am today if I just did a multitude of games. It just doesn't work. And that's the cold hard truth. So stick with one game and you'll be fine. And the last thing I want to tell you about YouTube is, and this is very, very important if all the others weren't important already, be consistent with your uploads and your videos. This kind of ties into only doing one or two videos, but also be consistent with the amount of times that you upload when you're just starting out. When you're bigger, you can kind of get away with not uploading that frequently, but I, again, use that as a loose term, but you want to make sure that you have time to be consistent. Say you put out a video, you're just starting off on YouTube, you put out a video once after 3 days, then another video after 2 weeks, and then another video 2 days later. That's very inconsistent uploading, and I personally wouldn't subscribe to someone who uploads that spontaneously. Even if you can only make one video a week, set it in stone that I upload one video a week, and I will for a long time until I can get some more time. If you're consistent with your uploads, then people will subscribe to you. They'll see you're organized, they'll see you're a nice upcoming channel that's not in it like, you know, I'm going to play 20 games and I'll upload 5 videos this day and not another one for a month. That doesn't build a good fan base, that doesn't build a good channel, and it's just going to lead to failure. So when it comes down to it, those are really the only things that you need to focus on when you get started on YouTube. Do it because you love it, not because you want to get famous or get money from it. Do not do it for the money. I swear to God, money from YouTube is pocket change unless you're one of the bigger guys. Trust me, if you start getting paid on YouTube, you're going to see the amount you're getting, and if you're only in it for the money, you're going to get disappointed and quit. That's just the cold hard fact. So don't do it for money, do it because you love it. Be consistent with your uploads. Be consistent with the games you play, stick with one, stick with it for a while, and make sure you have at least good quality audio and decent quality video, okay? That basically comes down to what you need to start YouTube. Now the next question I got kind of has to do with the whole quality on audio thing, is what mic do you use? My mic that I use is a Blue Yeti. It cost me $120 when I bought it, and if you're wondering that for the reason that you want to start YouTube and you want to get a decent quality mic, you don't have to get one that's above and beyond expensive. The only reason I got a mic this expensive was because I know I'm going to be using this for years to come. Maybe a couple of years, but whatever. I knew I'm going to get my $120 worth. If you're just starting out on YouTube or you just want a mic to be able to record with, you can go with a $50 mic and you'll be fine. Slap a pop filter on that and your audio will be great. You can get a Blue Snowball. You can even get one that's maybe even a little cheaper. I'm not a professional on microphones, but you don't need to get a microphone that's $120. Make sure you're going to get the money out of it, because really when it comes down to it, this is probably the same audio quality that you get coming out of a Snowball. I just bought this because it's reliable and, well, Bert's pretty sexy. So besides that, I use the Yeti. Next question I got was from a guy named Ninja Turtles Zero, and this is a little bit of a not so serious question, but it still has to do with YouTube. He asked, Pete, who is your favorite actor and or YouTuber? Now this was a very nice question because I really wanted to address this. My favorite actor would, above and beyond all, have to be Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is an amazing actor. He's got an amazing voice, great personality for fitting any role, and he can just flat out make any movie just like the best movie out there, in my opinion. My favorite previous work that from him would have to be Inception, because it's actually my favorite movie altogether, and I must say he played that role fantastically. And I'm actually looking forward to the Great Gatsby coming out, and he's playing Gatsby too. That looks like a very incredible movie, and I must say Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite actor of all time, at least for me. My favorite YouTuber, on the other hand, would have to be B00. B00, I just like his style, I like his smooth videos, he's calm, and I'm a big fan of, you know, calm commentaries, because when I'm working on stuff, I just like to have a little music playing in the, or a little voice playing in the background. He's got a very smooth voice. But I'm also going to have to say pretty much anybody from Minecraft. I love the whole Minecraft community, big fans of them, and I got to give a huge thanks to all of them that make great content. Really is incredible. So, favorite actor is Leonardo DiCaprio, and favorite YouTuber is B00 or anybody from Minecraft. Now this next question is actually something that I wanted to address to people for a long time, and this comes from Chaos Flame 10 that says, training my public speaking. He says, I've started a Let's Play channel for a hobby and just in general to make me talk more clearly and be less shy when talking to others. Good on you, good sir. I'm going to say that right away. But I want to know if talking to myself to a general audience will help me in talking to others more often and projecting my voice. Tell me if that has helped you in life and ways by either YouTube or streaming. I want to know if I am just having fun or if I am gaining a valuable skill while having fun. Also, is a good course to take. What steps should I take to make my voice more clear in projecting? Now, I have been an actor, and I've been kind of like, I haven't really been too big on voice, but I have been an actor for about 4 years now or something like that. So I've been familiar with stages before I've gone up and done. I'm talking about public speaking, and I already slip up my voice. But I've been an actor for about 4 years before I went and started YouTube. However, if you notice my voice from now versus compared to when I started off YouTube 10, even videos from like 8, 7, 6 months ago, my voice is a lot more crisp, it's a lot clearer, and I can enunciate a lot more on the words that I really need to. And this was all done through YouTube. I have gotten comments from people in real life, and even people I've met online that say, like, your voice is so freaking loud, and, like, you'd be a good, like, commentator voice and stuff like that. And that's just because I've been practicing talking every day on YouTube. And it's not every day, but I will tell you, if you start YouTube and you hang with it for even, like, 6 months, you're gonna notice a big change in your voice. Because I didn't do any voice taking by the time that I started YouTube up until now. All of this was YouTube's doing. And that right there should say something. Because, how do I say this? I will tell you this, public speaking or voice training doesn't have anything to do with how fast your brain can move. I'm stuttering up a little bit. But every commentator starts out not as good as they are now. If you look at any commentator that's big and you go back to their first video or even just a video they did from a year ago, you're going to notice them so much different than the way they are now, because they just weren't a good commentator when they started. Maybe they were. I'm not saying that to everybody, but that's just the general sense. They probably weren't the best commentator when they started off YouTube. I'm going to say the same for me. I can say it from a lot of other YouTubers I've talked to, and it's the truth. The more you do commentating, the better you do at it, and the better your voice gets in real life. So to Chaos Flame, I'm going to give you this, and to everybody else listening to me, doing YouTube will improve your voice if you're doing it right. And look at my videos, kind of do it the same way I did. It'll work. Trust me. And for the most part, I don't know if maybe something's different for you, but for the most part, commentating for a little while, 6, 8, maybe even 10 months, even a year, will improve your voice dramatically. And that's coming from me. And the next question I got is from NoSignal666, which says, are you going to make YouTube's a full-time job sometime in your life? And the answer to this is most likely not. Like I've stated before in the beginning of this AMA, I kind of said that the amount of money you make off of YouTube really is pocket change unless you're a bigger YouTuber, and I personally don't think I'm going to be growing that much in YouTube unless I can find a lot of time to devote to it, therefore meaning I don't think I'm going to start making a lot of money off of YouTube. And even more importantly than that, I don't think YouTube's going to be around, you know, by the time that I actually do need a full-time job when I'm like 25, maybe 10 years from now I'm talking. So, because YouTube, we all know, is great, but I just don't see it sticking around for a long time. A lot of big YouTubers have said, you know, I can see YouTube lasting around for another 10, maybe 15 years, but I think after a while I'm going to have to find another source of income. Having YouTube is not a good way to have a full-time job, and I personally don't think that I'm gonna make YouTube a full-time job because I just don't think I'm big enough. I don't think I'm gonna get big enough, and I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because I do it as a hobby, and I'm not gonna take, you know, I'm just not gonna worry about the money. So I'm doing it. If I get a little currency on the side, that's great, little reward for what I'm doing, but that's not why I'm in it. So the answer is, I don't think I'm gonna be making YouTube a full-time job in my life. Side job, yes. Full-time job, don't think so. Next question about YouTube comes from a guy named Kid of Day, or more technical, kid_of_day. Those would be the underscores, not actually spelled underscore. Alright then. The question states, why did you start YouTube? Now, a lot of people ask me this, and I don't know if I've addressed this to a big audience yet on one of my YouTube channels, but I have said this a few times in my live stream. The reason I started YouTube was because, for 2 reasons. Well, actually, let me address this first. The reason I started actually making videos was because I got a subscriber base off of ASF when I first met them on the BYD server about a year ago. That's the big reason I actually started making YouTube videos. I had made a couple videos on YouTube before then. They weren't even video game related. They were just other YouTube videos. But I started YouTube because I got a boost from them, and I realized I like it. When I made my first video, I saw positive feedback. I'm like, this is actually fun. I put on my first video, I'm like, wow, I really enjoyed that. I love getting feedback from people. Let's keep this going. So I kept doing it for a while, and I'm still loving it to this day. And the big things I think I love about YouTube at this day and age would have to be 2 things. Number 1, getting to meet new people. And number 2, sharing my music taste with you guys. Because really, if there were 2 things that I could take out of YouTube, it wouldn't be money, it wouldn't be production. I guess it kind of would, but the 2 things would be being able to share my music taste and meeting awesome people. Because I have honestly met a lot of really nice people. I've even met a lot of you guys, a lot of fans out there, and you guys have honestly changed my life for the better. So I will say that when I started YouTube, I didn't have it in the intention of meeting a lot of people. I just did it because I thought it would be fun. I kept with it because I liked it. And now I'm here because I like making content for you guys. I like being able to talk to my subscribers. And that's the whole reason I made this video in the first place. It's the whole reason I made this series. It's the whole reason I'm still here is I'm all in it for the community. 100%. Not in it for anything else. Maybe the money. No, I'm kidding. Completely kidding. And the final question I'm going to answer, we kind of already addressed all of the YouTube topics, and this is just going to be a light one to kind of wrap up the episode. This one comes from D. Hummin, I believe it's how you spell your name, D-H-O-M-I-N-N. I'm not too good at pronouncing your guys' names. Some of them are really confusing, but I try. His question is, hey Pete, my question is, what's your favorite subject in school, and what are your career choices? My favorite subject at school would probably have to be science. I love science with all my life. I've been pretty good at it from when I started, and because of that, I've kind of liked it. You know, when you do good in the subject, you kind of learn to like it, even though I do decent in math, and I hate math with all my life. But science I just love because I'm a really big guy when it comes to like laboratory experiments, learning about how stuff works in the world, your body and things like that, chemical reactions, even stuff that's in like outer space. All of science just fascinates me, and I just like learning things in science. Not a big fan of subjects like world history or just history in general. I really hate history. And I'm not really the biggest fan of math. But subjects I do like would have to be science, English, and speech or drama class. Those are my favorite subjects, but science would overtop all of them. And for my career choices, I haven't really thought too much about my career. I know I probably should start, but I'm not really too urgent on that until I become a junior in high school, which is next year, so I'm probably going to be thinking about it more then. But my career choices are either I want to be some form of entertainer, whether it be, I honestly don't know, but all I know is from what I've done YouTube, I love pleasing people. Like, I love talking to people in a crowd, I love making an audience laugh, things like that. So I want to be some type of an entertainer where I can connect with an audience. Or either that or start up my own small business. I would honestly love to start up my own small business. I was actually thinking of starting up a small bakery of mine, and that was just a thought I had a couple of years ago, and I looked into it, and I'm still kind of thinking about owning my own bakery, because I am actually a baker. I can cook quite a lot of foods. I'm one of those people that can cook food, but when it comes to reading directions on a box, I can't do it to save my life. For God's sake, I can't even make macaroni and cheese, like the Kraft macaroni and cheese, out of a box. I just can't follow directions. But when it comes to actually making stuff, I'm pretty good at it. So I'd like to be a baker when I grow up. I'm not sure really a chef, because I don't know how well I do under pressure, but a baker would definitely be a nice thing. Either that or some form of entertainer, but I'm still looking into it. We'll see what goes on. But yeah, that's my favorite subject in school. I have to be science, and I want to become a baker, own my own restaurant, or some form of entertainer when I grow up. Obviously, that might change, but those are the answers. So that's about it for this AMA. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to ask me any more questions, please go ahead and send me an inbox on Twitch. I will try and get the next video out a lot sooner than I did this one. I really have been busy, and that's kind of why I haven't been uploading, but I'm going to try uploading more. And also, if you did send me any previous questions that were a little bit serious or one you want answered, go ahead and find that in your outbox, find that in your sent folder on Twitch, and go ahead and resend it to me just to make sure I see it this time around, because I did read through all the questions, but I may have forgotten a couple. So go ahead and resend me that. But if you have any other questions, shoot it to me on there. All links that you will need will be in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and in the background, that's just me tidying up a little jungle temple I found. It was, yeah, kind of fun. I'm looking forward to playing on there a little bit more. But I hope you guys enjoy the AMA. I will talk to you guys around later, and thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. If you actually did wind up sticking around through all this, it does mean a lot. Talk to you guys later, and catch you up. Well, if you made it this far, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. At the very top left of the screen, you can see the links to everything that has to do with me, my Twitter, Twitch, and TeamSpeak server. At the very center of the video, you can see a link or an annotation to my previous video that I put out on YouTube, if you guys want to check that out. At the bottom left, you can see an avatar that was designed by Hemi Graphics. His link will also be down in the description. Very cool guy. Music that's playing in the background is Guitar Sound by Ronald Jenkins. His link will also be down in the description, or just the name of the song. If you did watch up until the end, thank you guys for the support. It really does mean a lot. I'll talk to you guys in the next YouTube video that I put up, and thank you for watching.